Here with the Magic was recorded before a live virtual studio audience.
Well, hello, my friends, and welcome to Here with the Magic. I'm Jason Knapp. On today's show, and we've got a great show for you today, we're going to be headed to the Magic Kingdom for a quiet and carefree ride on the Tomorrowland Transit Authority PeopleMover. Then we'll join our good friend, Carlos Ponto Silva, for a visit to Gran Destino Tower at Disney's Coronado Springs Resort. Next, we'll hop aboard the roaring camp train for a journey through the Redwoods of Felton, California, brought to you by Chris Blagg. After that, we'll have a front row seat at a Magic Kingdom parade that has become a fan favorite, Festival of Fantasy. Our very own nice guy Zach Brown will introduce us to the sweeter side of Disney Springs for this week's Adventures in Food. And then, as always, we'll close out the hour with a moment of calm. Today we'll enjoy a most magical sunset at Disney's Grand Floridian Resort and Spa. But first, it's time for an elevated view of Tomorrowland and the Magic Kingdom for today's main attraction.
This is the TTA Blue Line. Non-stop service around Tomorrowland. Greetings, intergalactic travelers. Welcome aboard the PeopleMover, presented by Enterprise. I'm Borak 5, your guide aboard this highway in the sky, the absolute best way to see Tomorrowland. And my stars, is there ever lots to see? From spacecraft to monster labs, there's really nothing like today in Tomorrowland.
For your safety, if you have wings, jetpacks, or gravity polarizers, please do not take flight while on board. Thank you.
The next station is Tomorrowland Urban Planning and Star Traders. Transfer to green and red lines. Don't worry, your express train keeps on rolling through the future, right by two of my favorite spots. First up, Progress City, Walt Disney's amazing dream for a community of tomorrow. Did you know Progress City inspired Epcot? And a lot of the visionary ideas throughout Walt Disney World. Look, there's even a tiny PeopleMover. I wonder if that means there's a tiny board. On your right is Star Traders, home to the greatest goods in the galaxy. Except actual stars. Those are no longer sold. Now approaching Tomorrowland Speedway and Tron Light Cycle Run. I love a good circuit, and these are two of the best tracks of the cosmos for a bit of light, speedy competition.
Visitors from Galaxy M31. Please keep forward-facing tentacles clear of oncoming vehicles. Thank you.
This is Starboard 75.
Or as we locals call it, Space Moon. Our high-speed rocket port to distant deep space destinations.
Let relaxation wash over you at the most refreshing retreat in the galaxy, the coral moons of Pisces 7. You H2O it to yourself. Book today.
Mr. Morrow, Mr. Tom Morrow, please contact Mr. Johnson in the control tower to confirm your flight to the moon. Thank you. Attention all visitors from Galaxy M31. Please keep forward-facing tentacles clear of oncoming vehicles. Thank you.
To your right is the Astro Orbiter, our celestial symbol of interplanetary harmony and fellowship. Hop aboard and launch high above Tomorrowland for a spin amongst the planets.
The next station is Walt Disney's Carousel of Progress.
As usual, we'll keep moving ahead, and so does the carousel. Like progress itself, this theater never stops, inspiring new generations to dream of a great, big, beautiful tomorrow.
Monsters Incorporated laugh floor.
Mike Wazowski has brought in some real monsters of comedy. Whether you have one eye or 9, take the time to see this show.
Now approaching Tomorrowland Transit Authority Station.
My fellow sentient life forms, our people mover journey has nearly come full orbit. Thanks for riding with us. It's been a pleasure to have you aboard. And even though we're concluding, this is always my favorite part. Because now is the time. Now is the best time to go out and explore tomorrow. Today. See you in the future.
For those who know me at all, I love Gran Destino. It is no secret. Gran Destino Tower at Disney's Coronado Springs Resort has become one of my favorite resorts, not just to stay at, but to eat, hang out, meet up with some friends. And so, you can imagine how excited I was when I was recently joined by my good friend, our good friend, Carlos Silva, for a tour of this resort and a discussion about its points of inspiration. You just got back from Spain.
Yep.
You were there for how long?
It was 17 intense days.
17 intense days, okay.
But it was amazing because what we did we were traveling in a group of 14.
All family.
Our family, and it was amazing. There were my in-laws, there were my niece and nephews, younger. So there was and everybody loved.
So we kind of came in the non-conventional way, right?
Yes.
But this actually happens to be my favorite way to enter this building.
Yes.
Because even though it's a beautiful entrance outside the sort of the portico area, it's beautiful.
And that's the point. And not thinking only about the functionality, but this is the Barcelona lounge.
Right.
And it's so Barcelona. The main thing is that you have to remember, Barcelona is in the seaside, is in the Mediterranean. It is a little bit more a bohemian place. Mm-hmm. So we have a bar right here. And you have the whole thing of the modernism, the surrealism of Barcelona that you have right here.
Yeah.
So before we were talking about the Catalan art and movement.
Yes. Catalan modernism.
There is one thing that represents in one piece that. The framing of that. It is totally, the way that is totally organic. Mm-hmm. Okay, you don't have a perfect square.
Right.
You don't have a perfect angle.
And the tile work. So that Catalan modernism dates back to sort of the turn of the century, from the 18th into the 19th century.
Yes,
Actually, the other way around, the 19th into the 20th century.
Yes.
And it was sort of this artistic movement that was kind of like thumbing their nose at the bourgeois and that sort of thing, right?
Yeah.
But then the art.
I love the bourgeois.
I know you do.
Yeah.
But
when it comes to the whole movement, there's this guy in Barcelona called Gaudí, okay. Antonio Gaudí, which is he was an architect, and whenever we go there, and we have to go there together.
Okay, you keep saying it.
We're gonna have to go together. Whenever you step there, and then you go to see what they call the Sagrada Familia Cathedral, which is the big.
Is that the cathedral that's still being built?
Yes.
That they've been building for like a century?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
The first time I saw it was in 1988, and I was partying in Europe. Mm-hmm. When I saw it, it brought me tears. It's so powerful. It's so intense, and that was the same time when we got back there. It is so crazy. It is so because nothing is conventional and nothing is square. Everything is organic.
So does this space kind of
Yes.
feel that's like the ceiling in
Yeah.
the cathedral?
The cathedral has glass works that whenever the sun moves, you have different lights.
Oh,
inside.
because of diffused light.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah, it is great. But there's another place there. There are two other places that also you have that that will strike you from the moment you see it. There is another place called Palau de la Música, which is a theater.
Okay.
And it's everything like that with natural light coming and organic. It's great.
So we're in the Barcelona Lounge.
Yes.
And for someone who hasn't been to Barcelona or doesn't know any of the backstories that you've just explained, this would kind of be lost on them, right? But if you went to Barcelona, you're saying if you go to these places, having been here, you'll think, wait a second.
Yeah, you're gonna reconnect.
I've seen this before.
Yeah, you're gonna connect it right away.
And similarly, if you've been there and you come here, you're also going to connect it as well. And that's what I love about this particular resort. That the designers, the Imagineers, the architectural team, the interior design team, that they put that much thought into connecting those dots and to bringing those cultural aspects into the space, including, right? So we have the elements we just talked about, but including the story elements and the artistic elements from a certain movie, a certain short animation called Destino. Which I think most people don't know about, but is literally represented where we can see representations of it all around us.
Destino was the partnership with it was a work of love to bring back Destino and to try to finish it, but it was a partnership of two geniuses and with different backgrounds, and actually, it's also the perfect representation of how much that guy
Being Walt Disney,
Walt Disney,
not Mickey Mouse, but
Walt Disney was kind of a surrealist. He would love the way that the surrealism art could be expressed. You can see that in Snow White.
And this partnership you're talking about, it was with Walt Disney and Salvador Dali.
Salvador Dali was never. He used to go to Barcelona, but he was never from Barcelona. Okay. But Barcelona, in a way, always inspired him.
I love that they also worked in elements here, like of Destino. I know you pointed out the mural of Walt Disney, but then there's of course the mural over here of Dahlia.
Yep.
From Destino, which again, most people don't know the movie, but they also certainly don't know the character names. But not only is there a mural of the main character here, but there's a lounge upstairs.
Yep.
Named after the main character from
Destino
as well. And these elements that we see, the chandelier, this gorgeous chandelier here, these sort of whimsical columns, these are all elements that are sort of not just tie-ins from that Catalan modernism element, but it's really the surrealism of Destino that's being brought into this space here.
And also the Gothic elements that you find in that area too. Okay, so remember that Barcelona is an old city, ancient city. So you still have it. You can walk there through a whole Gothic quarter, which is amazing. Okay, and you find so you can tell also in the whole building there are Gothic elements that are representing that part. Well, the Gothic is something that you can find all over Spain, but the way that it's expressed in Barcelona, it is powerful. It's powerful.
Let's head upstairs. And we'll take a look at because some of the styling upstairs is different.
Yep.
Than down here. Now, and you do get the tie-in again from the movie.
Yes.
But you also get some tie-in, if I'm not mistaken, also some sort of Madrid-oriented tie-in up here as well, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And do you feel like you recognize that even more now, having recently been to Spain and to Madrid? I
will tell you that this part of of the lobby here reminds me the warmth.
From Madrid?
Yes. Remember, most of Spain is a desert. Think about our southwest, and it's really arid, it's dry. So the warmth that brings it to me. It is, Madrid is a little, as I told you, Madrid is pompous. You have buildings with big statues, and you have the palaces, and Barcelona is much more bohemian. Okay. I will not say party, but you know, it's a seaside place, so there's a lot of people that go there to enjoy the beach and something. But Madrid is chic, brings style and brings more.
It's a little elevated, classic, yeah. Okay. And which is definitely you feel that here. Yeah. As you enter, and maybe that was the purpose of creating this entrance feel, right? This sort of grand entrance, sort of more, I don't want to say regal necessarily, but definitely classy. Regal appropriate.
Regal
okay. And then as you sort, and you know, we can wander around a little bit too and check out those elements. But as you then enter and you walk sort of through this passageway, and of course you're supposed to go to your right and check in, of course, but you don't, because you're drawn toward this gorgeous, beautiful chandelier element, right? So then that introduces to this sort of airy, whimsical feel as well. So you get this nice balance.
And again, the arcs are you're not using straight lines and angles, right. Circles.
Even up here, it's not. It's just like it's very natural feeling. It's very organic. It's and also calming.
But one thing that's interesting is that you start to understand, because the Spaniards what they do have is that one thing that is pretty famous about Spain is the siesta. Have you heard about siesta?
The siesta, yeah.
It is because
it's the afternoon.
It's so hot.
Nap period. Take a break. So hot. Have a meal.
It's so hot that they don't like walking, working, and that. No, they close themselves into their homes, and they start to open up things again around 5:30.
Okay.
So, and then you have until late night. So people go out for dining around 9, 10. Oh, I love that.
That's your time. That's your time. Yeah, that's when you come alive.
Yeah. I loved it. So it was great. We enjoy a lot. We went to Barcelona, Madrid. Then from Madrid, we rented a car and we went to Segovia, which is.
Tell me about Segovia.
It is a medieval town. It is a town that what happened. It is. They have you have Romans there. You had Moors. You have a lot of people. There were wars, but what happened is that one of the first and most important castles in Europe was built there. It's called the Alcazar.
And where is it geographically?
1 hour northwest of Madrid.
Okay.
And it's a little bit higher in terms of altitude, but it was damn hot. It was really hot. And but you have the whole city. It is surrounding that castle. And I will send you the picture. But remember that I sent you the images, the places that we stood.
Yeah, your hotel or was it a hotel? Was it a house?
Apartment.
It was an apartment.
Yeah.
Was it like an Airbnb
yeah,
apartment?
Something like that.
So you could see this castle
from
the back door.
Yeah, the back door.
It was like right there.
Yeah.
It looked like a scene, not to go off Disney brand here, but it looked like the scene kind of from Harry Potter, like Hogwarts sitting up on the hill.
And that castle actually was the inspiration of many castles in Europe. And so the whole city, you can see the castle from the whole city. It is a smaller city, and from there you can visit many other places around. So we went to Salamanca, which is another beautiful, stylish city, chic. It's beautiful. And we went to Avila, which is also another city that has a fortress, and you walk around the fortress and the walls and things like that.
These are all within driving distance,
yes,
basically?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're in the Dahlia Lounge,
Yep.
the namesake of the main character from Gran Destino. Not Gran Destino, from Destino.
From Destino?
And it's like being in the movie.
Yeah.
In terms of we have these elements in the ceiling. We have the chandeliers, the sort of dandelion chandeliers. We have these bells that also look like people. We have the actual pictures, the actually photographs of Salvador Dali and Walt Disney working on it.
And we
as
have
well.
our
And we
sangrias
have
now.
Sangria.
We have our sangrias now.
Excellent. And there's references that I didn't even notice until I had taken a picture. There's a reference at the far end. There's a cutout of Dahlia, which I had been in here so many times and I hadn't even noticed it until I took a picture one day. And then in the background, I saw her face and I was like, oh my gosh, I never realized that was even there. So it's not a subtle reference, but for me it was a subtle reference. On the pillars, there are these little dandelion elements as well that also sort of match up with the dandelion chandeliers. You can imagine the little dandelions kind of came off of the chandelier and are blowing around just like from the movie. The space also not only is it amazing in terms of its design and the reference to the movies, but you have this beautiful view from here as well, both day and night. You can actually see Typhoon Lagoon. No, that's Blizzard Beach. Sorry, that's Blizzard Beach. Off in the background, off in the distance. You can see Hollywood Studios. We get to see the backlot area that is now Galaxy's Edge. We can see Tower of Terror. If you are out on the balcony and you kind of peek around the corner, you can even see You can see part of Epcot, in the Epcot Resort area as well. So this beautiful view here from the 16th floor of Gran Destino Tower.
The beauty of this place or everything here is because it's not because of Spain or not because of the Coronado, and the tower is a symbol of a friendship. Two buddies. They got together the first time in 1945. They tried a project that didn't work. It didn't matter. They continued friends. Dali used to visit Walt Disney a lot, and Walt Disney was visit him a lot. There are pictures of him in Barcelona.
Just behind you. In the actual Barcelona, there's pictures of Walt Disney.
In Barcelona with Dali, 10 years later, 11 years later, they were there, and they continued being friends until Walt passed away in '66, and Dali passed away in '89. Okay, so they were. So this is I think the Gran Destino Tower and Destino is about two buddies. That's them. What a nice way.
To the buddies. It's so good to see you, my buddy. I just love that resort so much. One of my favorites. Also, special thanks to our good buddy, friend of the show, Carlos Ponte Silva. Thank you not only for participating and sort of just sharing so much of your story about your trip to Spain and helping to make those connections back to the resort, but also for sharing so many of the great videos that you saw of Spain, of those features in Spain. Those were taken by Carlos. So great seeing him. Always good to see him. Speaking of friends, it is time for our community connection. Each week we feature a contribution from a member of our Here with the Magic community. Today we're traveling by rail through a forest of California redwoods, courtesy of Chris Blagg. If you have a video you'd like to share with the community, send an email to Jason, that's me, Jason at herewiththemagic.com, and we'll get information to you about how you can participate, instructions on how to film the video, etc., etc. Oh, what's that? What time is it? That's right, it's showtime. don't know about you, but this is usually the point in the show where I start thinking about getting a bite to eat. Disney food, of course. And when I think about Disney food, my mind and, yes, my stomach often turn to thoughts of Disney Springs. But maybe tonight we'll do something just a little different. Maybe we'll start with dessert. Shh, no one needs to know. It's just between us. And by the way, I know just the guy who can point out all the great dessert options available to us. Not that he would ever eat dessert first. But let's join our very own nice guy Zach Brown for a tour of the sweeter side of Disney Springs.
When I say the words Disney Springs, you probably think of a favorite store or one of the many fine dining locations. But I would bet you didn't think of dessert. Join me, won't you, as we explore the sweeter side of Disney Springs. Let's start our tasty tour over in the marketplace. Tucked just outside the World of Disney store is Amorette's Patisserie. Amourette means little love in French, but I think there's a lot to love here. It has an artsy yet sophisticated feel. This place somewhat reminds me of the France Pavilion in Epcot. Here you are able to get cookies, New York-style cheesecake, pastry, and even character-inspired dome cakes. Some of these creations are almost too beautiful to eat. Almost. From the streets of San Francisco, we have Ghirardelli Chocolate Company. The smell of chocolate pumping from these doors puts the biggest smile on my face. It reminds me of all the trips that we'd make here to Disney Springs. In addition to the wide variety of chocolates, you can purchase syrups, brownie mixes, drinking chocolate powder, and gift sets. Ghirardelli actually doubled down on the sweets here. With the drink counter here in the main store featuring coffee and hot chocolate, just next door there's a soda fountain with incredible sundaes. I mean, look at these things. Good grief. Don't mind if I do. The signature smell of sugar and wacky decor can only mean that we've arrived at Goofy's Candy Company. Take a deep breath. Smell one of those classic Walt Disney World smells. At Goofy's, they sell the typical Disney candy that can be found in most locations, but this is still a fun place to visit. Something worth checking out here is Goofy's Glaciers, frozen slushy drinks in a variety of fun flavors. I personally recommend the Powerade Mountain Blast. Now over in Town Center is Sprinkles. Known mainly for their cupcakes, Sprinkles also features brownies, cakes, cookies, and gourmet chocolate bars. And something really cool is that out front they actually have a cupcake ATM. Where else can you get that? As we make our way over to the landing area of Disney Springs, you may ask, but what if I have a special dietary need? Don't worry, Aaron McKenna has you covered. Direct from the Lower East Side of Manhattan, Aaron McKenna's NYC Bakery has two rules: wear cute uniforms and create a bakery free from harmful ingredients. Every single item in their bakery is vegan, gluten-free, and kosher. They want to make sure people with gluten, dairy, egg, soy sensitivities, and most importantly, kids with allergies are able to indulge. Now just around the corner is Vivalli Il Gelato. Colorful lights and family pictures from days long ago really make you feel as if you stepped into a small town ice cream parlor. While this Florence-based company has been serving ice cream since the 30s, I think the move here is their fresh-made orange sorbet. It's really delicious and cooling on a hot afternoon. They also serve waffles, cannoli, and bombolini, as well as milkshakes and affogato. This funny little gargoyle stands guard atop Gideon's Bakehouse. The original store is located just a short drive away in Winter Park, Florida, at the East End Market. There's almost always a line that stretches down the block, so you'll definitely need to plan your cookie cravings accordingly. What's the big deal? It's just a cookie. Well, these aren't your run-of-the-mill Chips Ahoy, my friend. No. Each of these devilishly delicious cookies weigh almost a half pound. You heard me, a half pound. Skim milk, anyone? Stepping over the threshold of this spooky bakery always has me expecting to see the likes of Herman Munster or Morticia Addams. Aging books and curious antiquities from the Victorian era line the shelves, making the decor in Gideon's almost as exciting as its baked goods. The portraits on the wall are inspired by some rather unusual drawings found in an old cookbook that was purchased by Gideon's founder. They also offer ginormous slices of cake, as well as a variety of cold brew flavors. Some options are only offered in the morning and until supplies last, so act fast. The menu features rotating flavors of their cookies, cakes, and cold brew each month. Ah, the ganachery. This place makes me feel all kinds of fancy. The rich colors gives this little shop a warm and inviting feeling. Here you'll find chocolate confections with a little character. In addition to these tantalizing truffles and mouth-watering morsels, Miss Sheila recommended that I try a s'more. A s'more? My first thought was, there can't be anything special about a s'more. But I was wrong. Oh, so deliciously wrong. Right before me, through the kitchen window, I watched as a master chocolatier create what turned out to be the best s'more to grace my taste buds. They start with 2 large graham crackers with their signature chocolate, a marshmallows toasted to absolute perfection. Then a thin layer of dark chocolate is added because why not? Then just a dash of sea salt. And of course, because we're in Disney, a powdered sugar Mickey is added to the top. Our tour continues as we head over to the west side of Disney Springs. Just past Splitsville, you'll come upon 2 familiar faces, which can only mean that we've arrived at the M&M store. With every color and type of candy-coated chocolate you can imagine, this location is a fun visit for kids and kids at heart alike. There's also the Candy Cauldron, which, similar to Goofy's Candy Company that we saw earlier, this shop features standard Disney candies, jelly beans, and baked items, but with a villainous flair. To echo the views of this little truck, donuts make me happy. And as far as I'm concerned, there's no better place to get them than at Everglazed. The donuts here are absolutely over the top and covered in toppings. like coconut, sprinkles, marshmallow, cookies, cereal, candy bars, and bacon? Of course, you have to wash it down with something. Now last but certainly not least is Salt and Straw. Probably the most delicious decision you'll make today. I feel like I've heard that somewhere before. Their motto is, if you ever stop believing in magic, eat some ice cream. Not a bad motto if you ask me. With interesting ingredients like black pepper, olive oil, and lavender, Salt and Straw puts a fun spin on this classic treat. You can even take home pints of your favorite flavors. In the interest of research, I may or may not have tried a sample. Or 2. Or 3. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this little tour, and whether it's donuts, s'mores, jelly beans, cookies, or ice cream, I'm fairly certain that Disney Springs is sure to satisfy just about any sweet tooth.
At the core of Here with the Magic is our search for quiet moments of joy in Disney spaces, locations that have inspired attractions, pavilions, and lands featured in Disney parks and resorts, and places that simply resonate with the spirit of Disney. When we take the time to step away and pause, it turns out that they're actually pretty easy to find. Like this moment captured for you during Golden Hour at Disney's Grand Floridian Resort and Spa. Thank you so much for taking the time to be here with us. Want more Here with the Magic? I invite you to check out the hundreds of videos that you can find right here on the YouTube channel. I'd also love it if you took a moment to subscribe below, ring the bell, so to speak, so that you're notified when new content becomes available. For those interested in being immersed in the sounds of our happiest places, check out Soundscapes by Here with the Magic, wherever you get your podcasts. You can also join us for community conversation on Facebook and on Instagram. Finally, a very special thanks to our cafe members who support Here with the Magic and make so much of this possible through their contributions and sharing. To find out more about how you can help support the show and to learn more about the special benefits of cafe membership, head over to herewiththemagic.com/support. I hope you have a wonderful week. Please be safe, be well. I'll see you back here next Monday, where we'll be, as always, Here with the Magic. Next, we'll join our very good friend, Carlos Ponto Silva, for a visit to Gran Destino Tower at Disney's Coronado Springs. This'll be it. This is the one.
Then you have to go. What you have to do is that during the siesta, you do the siesta too. So you go to the hotel, you stay quiet there.
Just rest. Are you looking at the camera?
No, just.
Look at the camera. You're not supposed to look at the camera. This is definitely the bloopers reel right here. Good. I love doing the intro so much. I just can't get enough. It's like cowbell. It turns out, intro's like cowbell. If this doesn't work, I'm just going to start reading Gone with the Wind to everybody, I think.
So I have something on my face.
Okay. I got this now.